Good afternoon. For my case study using the ASQ, I selected a little girl that I gave the pseudonym of Betsy to because that's the name of her dog. She is 18 months old and she was a good candidate for this because she was born almost 2 months premature. And so it factors in because for the first 2 years of a child's life, when they've been born prematurely, they use two different standards of development to mark milestones. They assume that by the age of 2, a child will be completely age appropriate, but up until that point, they adjust based on their due date, not when they were actually born. So they call it a chronological age and a gestational age. So I went ahead and used the 18-month questionnaire just to see how close she was to catching up. And in all of but the communication area, she was right on. The communication area, she was lagging behind a little bit. And so that is something that is being looked into, whether that is just an age, we needed to just adjust for the age, or if there is a speech issue that is a concern. We do live in the Southwest, and so the question that we've been asked is if this is an appropriate tool to use here in the Southwest. I feel like it is because it's fairly general and universal for most populations. We do have a large Native American population here, but these milestones that we were looking for 18-month-olds are pretty typical for any culture and population. So I feel like it is an appropriate tool to use here. Some of the things that I learned from doing this report, again, applied to this case in particular, with the difference between the gestational and the chronological age. Most of it was very familiar to me, though, having raised 5 children of my own. I had not encountered the ASQ before, so that was interesting for me to become familiar with that tool, because as social workers, I feel like it is even more important for us to understand what is age appropriate at any stage. It wouldn't be fair to expect behaviors or things to be done or accomplished or set goals for a client if they were beyond their capability by age. And so I think that it is always good insight to know what is typical. We use that word carefully, of course, but it's just milestones and guideposts so that we can adjust and to help. So it is very important, I think, especially for those of us that are working with children. I notice in the second half of this course in 502, in the textbook, we're going to be delving into older populations. But this, of course, this unit is focusing on younger children. But child development is always a valuable skill to be working with any population, because you're always going to have families and other people involved. And so really understanding the different stages of life and their perspective is always useful. Because if you understand where somebody is coming from or what their life experiences and what has possibly happened and how that affects different people at different stages, that is very relevant to our work as social work. I was a little surprised when I signed up for this program and that this class, which at this point has felt a lot like a child development class that I took as an undergrad, and I thought, for social work. But now that we have taken it, I have really appreciated the tools that this gives us and the relevance that it has for social work. So I really enjoyed doing this case study as much as you can enjoy writing a term paper, that I feel like it was very relevant for our course of study, and it was a really fun experience to be able to interact with that cute little 18-month-old. Thank you.